What's up, everyone? So it is Thursday, February 22nd, and I have a flight tonight to DC. I'm gonna visit some cousins, but I wanna walk you through kind of some of the things I do during the day when I have an evening flight to prep in terms of just getting myself ready for my trip, making sure I can still stay on top of my fitness goals. So I'll bring you guys along and you'll get to see what I do throughout the day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, so the first thing I do pretty much every day is I'll take my supplements. So I have a fish oil, a multivitamin. I take a pill for finasteride. It just helps my hair. So I take that, and then I have my super greens powder and creatine. So I'll have that with a 20, I don't know, maybe this is 22, 24 ounces of water. As soon as I get ready, or first thing in the morning, I always make sure I knock that out. Just a super easy way to get water in, knocks out all your vitamins for the day. And yeah, so the game plan today is pretty much to just make sure I can get in all the food I need before my flight. So my flight's at 6:45. I have to leave here to beat the rush hour traffic by 4. So before then, I gotta get my work done. I gotta get in a workout. I gotta finish packing. Since it's just a 2-day trip, packing is gonna be super easy. But yeah, so that shouldn't take too long. And then after I take my vitamins, this is more of a daily routine thing, Monday through Friday anyways, but I do just a few minutes of mobility just as a healthy habit. 3 pills, I drink about half of it, and then I save the other half for the powders. For all my powders, I use Titan Nutrition. I have a affiliate code with them, so you get 20% off if you use my code ADDLE20. But I do highly recommend their products just because the greens specifically, I've tried a bunch of greens products, and this one's really good. I think this flavor specifically, Citrus Twist, is good because if you use one of these froth tools or whatever, these shaker tools, it doesn't foam. So you can drink it right away and you don't get all bloated and whatnot. So I really like that about the greens powder, and the taste is decent. Like any greens powder, it's not supposed to taste perfect, but it's just easy to drink, and yeah, it doesn't taste bad. Some might even say it tastes good. Got 5 grams of creatine. I take these everywhere I go, so I'm actually gonna pack a few scoops of creatine and a few scoops of the super greens in a Ziploc bag, just so I have it literally anywhere I go. All right, so now I've done my mobility, got my multivitamins in. Mind you, it's 8:45 right now. I got up at 5:45 and I went straight to work, and then I'll knock out a few hours of work, get the busy work done. I'll go shave, brush my teeth, all that stuff, and then I'll get into what I'm doing now. So just prefacing how I got to where I am. Okay, so now I gotta do some simple packing. I'm flying Spirit, don't judge me, but you know, I got like a million flights this year, so I gotta be budget friendly. And so because of that, I have a weekend trip. I'm literally just taking a backpack. So I have to be smart in terms of my packing. So I'm gonna pack light. It's gonna be cold, so I'll pack like 1 coat. I'll take 1 pair of sneakers. I'm gonna work out once there, so I'll take 1 gym outfit. I like to keep it really simple when I travel. I just have these white sneakers I'll take. So I'll have 1 outfit for tonight. All right, this is literally all I'm packing. I have 2 long sleeve shirts for the cold. I have 1 pair of pants, my belt, a couple underwear, socks, one workout outfit, my backpack, and then I'm gonna take my laptop, but that's pretty much it. I gotta squeeze all this into there. Should be pretty easy, but yeah, hopefully there's no issues with spirit. I think it's time to make me a coffee. I like to have pour over. I used to drink instant coffee for years actually, just because I didn't have any Keurig or whatever, and I couldn't tell the difference in taste, to be honest. I was always just on the go. Which, pro tip, having instant coffee for when you are on the go and you're just commuting or whatever. I mean, people do shit on it, but it's not really that bad, especially if you get the right kind of instant coffee. And I found personally this one, if you get Colombian instant coffee, this one's Nescafe, but I found this one in particular is actually pretty decent in terms of the overall strength and taste. I've also got the Brazilian instant coffee, but now we just do pour over, so you know, I'm a little more fancy. All right, so what I do for my supplements is, so I have a little bag, and like I was saying earlier, I literally just put everything in a Ziploc bag. So I have one Ziploc bag for my pills, I have one Ziploc bag for my greens powder, and I include the scooper. And then for the creatine, because I don't want to put a white powder in a Ziploc bag, just because sometimes I've gotten pulled to the side because of that, just to avoid any of that, I'll put it in a small container that I have. But if you're running low on room, then just put it in a Ziploc bag and then Sharpie, you know, creatine on it or something. But so, I mean, this is really important because one of the biggest problems that people have when they travel is they don't get in their protein intake and their micronutrient intake. So for a weekend trip like this, usually I'll even have travel protein packs if I'm going on a longer trip that I can take with me. But since I know where I'm going to a city, it's gonna be really easy for me to manage my protein, and I'll show you guys on the actual trip how I do those kinds of things, like picking up protein shakes from the gym or the 7-Eleven, having a protein source with each meal, stuff like that, and still being able to hit my 150 to 190 in that range grams of protein each day on travel. So it's, once you do it a few times, you get the hang of it, but early on, it might be a little tricky. I'm the kind of person that likes to sip on their coffee throughout the day. Like, if I have it all at once, I'm gonna have a crash. It always happens that way. So I'll have, like when I make pour over, it's probably like 12 to 16 ounces of water, but that way I can keep sipping it throughout the day, and then I won't have the crash that I would have otherwise. And usually I wait around an hour and a half, 2 hours to have my coffee, just to let my natural wave of energy in the morning ride out, and then I can have this little boost. And I don't always have coffee. I've been on a matcha kick lately. It really just depends, but yeah. So I'm having my first meal, having what I had in my full day of eating the other day, but basically 3 eggs. I'm having 2 cups of this Carb Master milk, which is like 20 grams of protein. Having a bagel with some light cream cheese, and it's a protein bagel, and some deli turkey on it. So should be just enough to hold me over. This whole thing is, let's see, I think around 70 grams of protein. So my big thing when I travel, especially when I have a later flight, is I want to knock out as much protein as I can earlier in the day, so that I don't have to worry about, you know, squeezing it in when I'm at the airport or anything. Sometimes, you know, you have to do that, but for the most part, before I get to the airport, I'll probably have 2 or 3 meals in, and I'll be at around 150 grams of protein. So anything I get from the airport will just be extra, and I don't have to stress too much about what I eat. So that's usually my game plan. It's worked well for a number of years, but yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this food, and I'll see you guys in the next meal. All right, so it's 2 o'clock on the dot, and I have to leave at 4 to go to the airport. So I've had my first meal today, around 70 grams of protein, maybe like 700, like 700-800 calories. I'm about to go to the gym. I'm gonna hit a push workout, and then I'm gonna come back, have my second meal, and finish packing, shower, and then make sure I can finish up my work so I can head to the airport on time. So I'll see if I get some footage at the gym. I don't know yet. We'll see how crowded it is. But yeah, stay tuned. That was a good workout. Shoulders popping, rear delt popping like usual, right here. Quick workout. So I was gonna have a second meal. I was gonna have tuna salad or just something quick, but instead I'm gonna have 2 of these Oikos Pro Greek yogurts. Each of these have 20 grams of protein, and then I'm gonna have 1 scoop of whey. So that'll be 68 grams of protein. I had 72 this morning, so that'll put me at 140. Yeah, 140 grams of protein. Then maybe I'll eat at the airport, maybe I'll eat when I land. I haven't quite decided that yet, but instead of shaking up my yogurt, I like to just add a little bit of water, stir it up with a spoon. It just makes it a lot less foamy. I hate when it's super foamy and then I have to try to chug it. It's harder to chug, and then also, especially if I'm in a hurry, and it just makes me way more bloated. So if I just stir it with a spoon, it still gets super easy to drink, but it doesn't have as many, it's not as foamy, so. So I didn't get to film much last night, but I am on my way to DC proper, staying with a cousin and her husband in a town called Joppatown, which is like 30 miles north of Baltimore. And now I'm going into DC proper, but it's like an hour and a half drive. So I went to a local Walgreens and I picked up 2 Core Power protein shakes, which have 42 grams of protein each. It's like the easiest way to get protein in on the road, whether it's a protein bar, protein shake, whatever. Just go to Walgreens, go to the gas station. It's so easy. And so yeah, got 2 of those. It'll be like 84 grams of protein that I'll have by midday, and then I'll have a bunch of calories and whatnot left over for dinner tonight, which is Japanese food, Japanese barbecue. So get a bunch there, and gonna work out in a little bit, get some work done. But yeah, it will be a good time. Taking a quick call. I got a potential client who wants to get set up. My niche is busy professionals, frequent travelers. He's got a 1-month trip to India coming up, so I'm gonna try to get him set up with the right programming. Usually I like to have a little bit of a gap before the trip so we can get the right things, right supplements, plan accordingly. He has like 3 days, so it'll be kind of tight, but I'm gonna hop on this call and it should be productive. What's going on? So I don't think I actually vlogged much while I was there in terms of like talking to the camera or anything, but I'm back home now, or back in Dallas. I left, my flight was at 7 a.m. from Baltimore. I got back home at like 10:30, and I finally just, brushed my teeth, got ready, and I'm gonna go to a coffee shop. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. A little recap of just, quick weekend trip, the kind of things that I incorporate to make sure I can still stay on top of my goals. I worked out there. I worked out before I left. I got, prioritized protein, still was able to enjoy my food, enjoy the company, and all the social stuff that we were doing. So there's definitely a way to do it. You just gotta find that balance that works for you. But anyways, if you like this sort of video, please like, subscribe if you want to follow along on my journeys and for more fitness, travel related tips and content. But yeah, either way, I will see y'all in the next video.